ABC 6 News 11 at 11 starts right now.
Right now on 11 at 11, a drug bust in New Bedford. Why police believe the men they grabbed were making crack cocaine.
Plus, taking good care of police canine officers in Massachusetts thanks to Nero's Law. Tonight, we have reaction from Sergeant Gannon's mother on this new law.
And later, with Valentine's Day just a week away, expect to pay more for flowers. What a local florist says you should be also ready for. Tonight, we begin with breaking news out of Providence. We learned just moments ago about this crash on 95 South. It has shut down all lanes. It is a single vehicle crash, and when firefighters first responded to this crash, that car was on fire. We have reached out to state police for more details on this accident and right now are awaiting a response. Of course, as we learn more information about this, we will update you both online and on air. Our other top story tonight at 11 o'clock, frightening moments this evening for customers and employees inside Skechers in Seekonk. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Tiffany Murphy.
And I'm John DeLuca. Once they got a whiff of that distinct smell of natural gas, they knew it was time to get everyone out of that store and call for help. ABC 6 News reporter Daniel Coast joined us now live in Seekonk with the details. Daniel, what do you have?
John, Tiffany, I'm behind that shopping center here in Seekonk. At 3 o'clock, employees inside the Skechers say they could smell hints of gas. At 5 o'clock, the majority of this shopping center was evacuated. Now, firefighters told me that no one went to the hospital, no one was hurt, but they said that that could have been a very different story here in Seekonk tonight.
Dozens of first responders, along with the gas company, converging on a Seekonk shopping center across from the plaza Monday evening after reports of a gas leak inside Skechers. The leak originally forcing the strip of stores to evacuate.
It's natural gas, sir. There appears to be a leak underground and it's permeating into the building right now. Could have been a lot worse if somebody didn't call. It could have been a lot worse if it happened overnight and there was nobody in the building.
Thanks to two proactive workers at Skechers who smelt hints of gas, everyone evacuated safely.
And I'm walking towards like the back of our room and it just very potent smell. And I smelled it immediately, and I immediately told Paula.
Called my district manager, and she told me to call the fire department and evacuate.
The potentially catastrophic leak found under the shoe store a short time after arriving on scene. Firefighters opening up doors, adding fans to ventilate the store. The large-scale emergency response included mutual aid from East Providence, Rehoboth, and Attleboro.
Eversource has said they are going to dig up the parking lot tonight and try to find out what's the cause of this. But for right now, we just need to keep that building ventilated so that we don't have the buildup of natural gas. There's no danger in the either the left or right side stores. Right now, it's all contained within Skechers.
Eversource is behind me here at this shopping center in Seekonk. They have begun excavating. Now, the fire chief also told me, again, no one was injured in this. They're going to be staying here throughout the night, and the Skechers should be open by tomorrow for normal time. Live in Seekonk, I'm Daniel Coates, ABC 6 News.
Thanks, Daniel. To local political news at this hour, the House Committee on State Government and Elections meeting today, hearing testimony on redistricting. Members of the public given time to voice their opinions tonight at that meeting.
Working people deserve to participate in these local district committees. This bill minimizes the chance for individuals who have no ties to the current leadership to get involved with local politics.
The General Assembly is called to redistrict every 10 years. There will be a second meeting virtually. It'll be held tomorrow to hear the Senate version of this bill.
New law in Massachusetts now gives EMS workers the ability to treat injured canine officers. You probably heard about Nero's Law by now. It came about after the near death of canine officer Nero during a 2018 shooting that killed his partner, Sergeant Sean Gannon. Well, tonight, Sergeant Gannon's mother is reacting to this news. Emmeline Reed has the story.
Nero's Law officially hitting Governor Charlie Baker's desk and awaiting a signature. That bill filed after a 2018 officer-involved shooting in Yarmouth that took the life of Sergeant Sean Gannon and severely injured his canine partner Nero.
Nero was wounded, severely wounded, and unable to be transported to a hospital, and the ambulances were there.
Despite empty ambulances and on-site medical staff that could have treated Nero's injuries, the canine had to be rushed to an animal hospital in the back of a police cruiser. The new law, named after the canine, aims to prevent this from happening again, training and authorizing emergency medical workers to treat and transport canine officers.
An EMT can give that kind of expertise and transport properly. Think about how much more humane it is for the animal.
The Department of Public Health, alongside the Massachusetts Veterinary Medical Association, will develop policies and procedures for each region in Massachusetts, including training EMS personnel in basic first aid for canine partners.
Importance of saving a canine's life is as important as an officer. He works for them as his partner. He would die for him.
The law dictates that if an ambulance is not needed by a human, a canine officer can be transported.
Senator Montaigne probably said it best. We hope that it never happens again, but when it does, we'll be ready.
In New Bedford, Emmeline Reed, ABC6.
And Rhode Island ranking 5th when it comes to animal protection laws. That's according to a 2021 report by the Animal Legal Defense Fund. Now, that report assesses the strengths and weaknesses of each state's animal protection laws and then ranks them accordingly. Massachusetts follows the Ocean State, then Connecticut. They are down the list at number 29. Maine ranked 1st for the 2nd year in a row. New Mexico came in last. Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer joins us. Kind of a rough Monday, Jeff, out there, but you have good news for us ahead.
I do. Just gotta get through tonight, and there's some wet roads, and overall, the overall rainfall is just keeping the roads wet. No ice tonight, just a little fog too, but Emmeline Reed was just live in Providence, accident 95 South. Look at the backup all the way. This is the Orm Street exit coming down. This is 95 merging, and these cars are not moving anywhere. If you can avoid this area for the next couple of hours, probably the right move, and you're gonna have to do that navigating around that through rain that continues to come down heavy at times. Temperatures right around 40 degrees, not moving much since this evening, and therefore still above freezing, but still some decent rain falling. This is some heavy rain right now, moving into westerly and areas also, we'll say down towards like Narragansett. This is all moving northeast, so we're still got the heaviest of rain ahead of us for the rest of the night. It extends back to the south, so therefore wet roads and still some lingering rain for the morning commute, but it will be rain, temperatures in the upper 30s. Rain will taper off early. We'll try to pop a little sun in the afternoon, take those temperatures into the 40s. And as Tiffany just mentioned, the rest of the week looks really good. We'll take a look at that part of your forecast coming right up. John.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Now to an ABC6 News update out of Boston. U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins saying today that she would try to reinstate the death penalty against a Boston Marathon bomber if the Attorney General tells her to. The Supreme Court is currently weighing if the Boston Court of Appeals mistakenly threw out the bomber's death sentence in 2020 because the judge excluded evidence that could have shown the bomber was influenced by his older brother and was less responsible, as well as not questioning jurors thoroughly about their exposure to news coverage of the bombing.
Also new tonight on 11 at 11. New Bedford police cracking down on drugs. Another arrest in the city. This time, 2 men and a host of drugs and cash seized from a home on Carpo Street. Last Friday, New Bedford detectives served a search warrant inside that home. They found pots of boiling water on the stove, loose cocaine, and a measuring cup, suggesting the coke was about to be made into crack. In addition, cops finding a slew of other drugs, including meth and fentanyl, along with the digital scale and packaging materials and nearly $4 grand in cash. They arrested and charged 40-year-old Wilson Andino and 25-year-old Dernez Ramos. Both tonight are facing multiple charges. Now to an ABC6 News follow-up out of Raynham. 3 people there originally arrested for shoplifting at the Walmart there, now facing additional charges. Police there telling us officers responded to that Walmart on Saturday afternoon. When they arrived, they spotted the 3 suspects. 2 of them initially arrested. The third one was arrested later after a foot chase. During the arrest, police confiscated more than $600 in cash along with a gun and what they believe is meth.
Now to world news on 11 at 11. President Biden standing shoulder to shoulder with Germany's new chancellor today, trying to present a united front to Russia. But a controversial new gas pipeline could be standing in the way. Morgan Norwood has the latest.
As tensions continue between the U.S. and Russia over Ukraine, President Joe Biden hosting Germany's new chancellor, Olaf Scholz, the two pledging solidarity, saying they're ready to respond if Russia chooses to invade Ukraine.
We are in agreement that it cannot be business as usual if Russia further invades.
We will be united. We will act
together.
But eclipsing this appearance of a strong partnership is the criticism of Germany's response to the standoff over Ukraine. It comes as the country has refused to join the U.S. and U.K. in sending military hardware to Ukraine. And there are worries about Germany's reliance on Russian natural gas and the controversial Nord Stream 2 pipeline that goes from Russia into Germany. President Biden with this bold promise if Russia invades Ukraine.
There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it. I promise you we'll be able to do that.
Over in Moscow, French President Emmanuel Macron sitting face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin, hoping to calm the tensions. While Russia maintains it has no plans to invade Ukraine, a U.S. delegation is now headed to Europe to hammer out sanctions against Russia if it attacks. Biden once again advising American civilians to leave the country.
I hate to see them get caught in a crossfire if, in fact, they did invade. And there's no need for that.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
If you're determined to buy your Valentine flowers, just know you'll be paying more. What a longtime local florist also says you should be ready for this year.
And Betty White earned many accolades over the years, but nothing quite like the gesture to honor her in Minnesota every time it snows. We'll explain. You're watching ABC 6, Southern New England's trusted news source.